Good evening, friends, and thank you for joining me on this special episode of True Crime Past and Present. Finally, we are getting justice for Orrin and Orson West. And of course, if you have not heard, let me put you up to speed on what's happening. Um, there has been new developments that occurred today for Orrin and Orson West. Murder charges have been filed against TREZELL, their adoptive father. As of right now, 9:57 p.m. California time, TREZELL and Jacqueline are under arrest. They will be arraigned on Thursday. Of course, I'm going to be looking out for that one. I'm so interested to see what they what was found, what evidence they have against them. And, you know, I hope, I hope the full extent of the law is, the book is thrown at them. These people need to be under the strictest rules that they can be in jail. Oh my gosh, I just have no words. I think when I heard it earlier today, I was actually at Chuck E. Cheese with my little one, and I cannot believe the most satisfying news I have ever heard. Um, and of course, as everything develops, we're gonna start learning more and more about what's happening and what happened. Um, but let me see if I can search. So according to court documents, Trezell has been charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, 2 counts of willful cruelty to a child, and falsely reporting an emergency. But like I said, earlier when the news broke, there was no arrest record or that they have been booked in any jail. But uh, I checked about 15 minutes ago, and both was booked. Jacqueline was booked first at 8:06, followed by Trizell at 8:11. So I'm very excited to hear now more. I want to know more at this point. I mean, they are saying 2 charges of second degree murder, which tells me that we don't have the boys are not with us anymore. So now it's more more as to we need to find their bodies and give them a proper burial, right? Have closure for the biological parents, the biological family, and make sure that these animals don't come out, don't come out of jail. I'm also interested to know, there's 2 counts of willful cruelty to a child. Um, what have they found? I'm wondering, it took more than a year to get anything. I know authorities are not going to share anything with the public. They don't want to jeopardize the integrity of the investigation, of course. But there has to be a reason or some type of evidence as far as the cruelty comes. I'm wondering if maybe the other children began to talk. Maybe somebody broke. I'm not sure. And of course, falsely reporting an emergency. So that clear as day is telling me that December night or that December afternoon when Tressa and Jacqueline called 911 for help from California City, obviously the kids were not there. Obviously, that was a whole charade of what was happening. Now, a little bit of information I've been finding as far as research that I've been doing. Um, Not confirmed, but I have done some research where it said that Trissau and Jacqueline were actually living in an RV, which is very interesting to know. So they were living in an RV, and that's where they were arrested. I would not be surprised if the family, since they're very well connected, at least Trezell's family, hires him an attorney immediately. Not be surprised. As you know, he does have influence up in Washington. He has some family members there. Mom, his mom, my understanding, used to be involved somehow in Department of Children's Services. Not sure to what capacity. Jacqueline's family, I don't have too much information. Don't Doesn't seem like they might be getting her an attorney. Who knows, right? Who knows? Who knows if maybe I don't know. I mean, this is just so much recent information regarding this. I've been watching the Summer Wells case also. I'll be doing another video on that one, but um, it's just incredible. Um, and though for those of you that haven't seen the interview, I kind of do a mini breakdown, uh, based on my own commentary, but I'm pretty sure other creators out there have other videos of that one interview they did. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend you guys go ahead and check it out. But clear as day, I mean, clear as day that these people had something to do with it. No emotion, no tears, very well scripted into what they wanted to say, what their storyline was. And so it's just and and after that they didn't speak to anybody. They didn't I think they even retained some type of attorney. I could be wrong, but that's what the little information I found out. They retained an attorney and they just didn't speak. Um it was unknown whether or not they were open to authorities. I know for California City, from the chief, he did say that, yeah, they always made themselves available anytime they had any questions. But then once the case moved over to Bakersfield PD, it was unknown whether or not, you know, they were open to any line of questioning there. Also, looking back at the interview and all the information, um, for these boys was when the chief had stated in one of the press conferences that from the beginning he had um, always suspected foul play, right? So I've always wondered about that. I mean, this is just my own opinion, um, but from the beginning, go back and check. Um, he always stated um, foul play. And those are very strong words to use right away. I mean, we have hundreds of cases that we're following, and none of the other police detectives or chiefs or anything have ever come out and said we believe this is a foul play for any of the other kids. For example, Lena Carhart, which I'm going to do an updated video on that one as well. But I mean, there has to, in my opinion, he had to know something. Something was found, maybe. He was trying to like maybe like throw a little pebble at Trezell, like, hey, like we know what you did. Like we found something, so you better come out and say it. I'm thinking, I don't know. I've always wondered about that. Um, and then also, I mean, the reward money was up to 125K and nobody was saying anything, right? Nobody was reporting anything. But, at this point, everything we've all known that Tressa and Jacqueline had something to do with it. Obviously, now with this breaking news, um, it's good. They're in custody. I know initially when the news came out, I was worried that maybe they were gonna go on the run. They weren't in an RV. Maybe they were gonna harm themselves. I don't know. And then we would never know, which is the worst, not knowing, right? And it all comes to, like, all these parents, all these missing kids, and the one by one, these cases are closing out as the caregivers, parents having something to do with the children. I think laws need to change. Laws need to become stricter. I don't know. I mean, I'm just, like, upset, and I'm relieved that they're in jail, but I'm more upset because there's hundreds of kids out there that they're like I said, their parents and caregivers are doing something, and it's like they don't have a fear in the world, or there's so much time in between, um, but by the time they're found, or the time they're found guilty, and it just bothers me to know that, for example, this whole year they were living their life, right? I don't know if some of you guys know, but they were even seen in some adult store just having fun and buying more toys, or, you know, allegedly, right? So here these two are, no kids, because remember, their four other kids were removed and were sent off to foster care because, they were suspect. I'm thinking they were suspects. So that's why they had to remove the kids. Two of those kids were in foster placement with them. So I'm assuming they found some other placement in the meantime safer. But then weeks later, we hear that, oh, they're at the adult store getting some toys, getting some whatever, you know? And now, knowing that these two monsters had something to do, not only did they, according to their, I'm just assuming according to the arrest record, but not only did they kill them, um, but there was some type of abuse going on, right? And if you go back and you look at the that interview, TREZELL always looks like he's in charge, and Jacqueline always looks scared, nervous. You know, I mean, I'm not defending her in any way, shape, or form, but I'm just trying to think of possibilities of what could have happened. Maybe TREZELL did hurt the boys. Maybe they both hurt the boys, but maybe TREZELL took it a little further, and Jacqueline helped them cover it up, right? So, I really hope they're not segregated in there. Um, I hear of inmate justice. I mean, I hope it doesn't happen, right? It's not. But it's just wow. And at least I hope at this point, knowing that they have been caught, they are decent enough at this point to tell investigators exactly what happened, and or if they have not found their bodies, let them know where these babies are. Because at the end of the day, they're babies. What harm could they have caused them? None. No harm at all. So I'll keep posting. I'll keep my eye out on this developing case. Like I said, they're going to be arraigned on Thursday. I'm going to see if maybe I can get some updates on the arraignment. I'm hoping that the arraignment is broadcasted through Zoom, since we're still in a pandemic. California is still kind of strict at this point. I know a lot of the restrictions are not going to be lifted up until possibly Friday. They're being arraigned on Thursday. So um once I get that information, I'm gonna bring it to you guys. But yeah, good day in the Orrin and Orson West case. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll see you on the next one. Oh, consider liking and subscribing to this channel. I would really appreciate it. All right, guys. Thank you and have a good one.